Do you spend your time on Pinterest or maybe on Instagram looking at activities that others are doing, hobbies, and you would love to spend time on something that's outside of family life, but you don't know where to begin? And maybe you feel really dead inside and almost emotionless. You don't even know where to begin. I have some great ideas on how to figure out what is the right hobby for me to start in my life right now. Hey, friend, do the daily demands of family life leave little time for self care? Are you losing yourself in the process of caring for others? Are you ready to make self care and healthy boundaries a natural part of your day while embracing your roles as a wife and mom? Well, I'm so glad you're here. I'm Christina, married 17 years to a neurodiverse man, mom of 3 neurodiverse kids, and many more roles. Welcome to the Moms and Neurodiverse Families podcast. Get ready to begin your self-care journey. Grab your planner and listen in as we take another small step towards a peaceful, healthier you. Hey, I'm excited to be with you today. I just finished my first cup of coffee and had a little breakfast, and looking forward just to chat with you about your heart and how you're doing. Specifically, how excited are you about having a hobby? Do you have a hobby right now? This is something that is near and dear to my heart because one of the things that begins falling away for us is our hobbies when life gets so stressful. Do you feel this way? Have you seen this in your own life? I used to paint and did so many different arts and crafts. And I think it was sometime around the first child, somewhere in the midst of that, it really began decreasing how much time I was spending on my hobbies and doing things for myself. And it came to the point that my husband saw, being very logical and analytical, he saw the investment I made into my hobbies, and he also saw how much time I was spending on it. And it concerned him. And being, again, this is where we have to see our spouse's strengths. He looked at that and says, I think you need a space just for yourself. I think you need a rejoicing room. That's what he called it. Some place where he was just thinking like you go in there and you feel like you can rejoice. Now, there's multiple things going on at that moment in time. It wasn't just as simple as me spending time in a hobby, but I was so different and so exhausted and worn out because of what we talked about many times on this podcast, the sweetness and also the challenges of being in a neurodiverse family. And it was weighing on me because I didn't even know what it was. I mean, I had no clue at that point. And that moment was very pivotal, and I didn't realize it till later. But my husband, he said, let's pick out a color that you love. And I found a color I loved, and he painted a small little, it was barely like an office size at the place we were renting. He painted the color that I love and made a small investment into Alpha, ELFA, and that is from the Container Store. They have amazing setup where you can do closets and craft areas. You can basically, it's like Legos for your closet or for your craft or for your office area, which is for people who are on the spectrum, that is amazing. I mean, like they love it. There's so many different ways it can work together, but they don't like it when it doesn't work the way it's supposed to. That is frustrating. I digress. Anyway, so my husband spent the time and he invested into this area, and it was amazing. And I didn't take full advantage of it because I didn't understand the complexities I was dealing with. I didn't understand it was more than just spending time in a hobby. It was, I needed a multi-prong approach to dealing with this exhaustion, and the needs of the family and of my spouse was way greater than my capacity. And I did understand how much I had to put into my own life care or self-care, as people often call it. So I am going to offer you this simple little exercise to help you figure out what hobbies you may want to do now. Possibly you have hobbies from when you were younger, when you're in your childhood, or when you were before you got married in your young adulthood. Oftentimes, our hobbies do carry over, or there is these small slivers of moments from our childhood of things that we wish we would love to do. You and I didn't get a chance to explore it. Irregardless, you may be at a point where, Christina, I feel so dead inside. I feel I have no energy, no capacity, that I don't even know where to begin. Like, it seems too heavy of a lift for me to go ahead and even contemplate what I could be doing. I understand that 100%. I remember feeling that emptiness inside. So this is the exercise we're going to do. When you're at a spot and you feel like, I don't know if my past hobbies are interested in me, or I'm feeling nothing. There's so much going on. I There's nothing going on in me. We need to get that spark going. We need to find that interest. The very first thing I suggest is going to different stores and do window shopping, because we're looking for a a emotional reaction, something to stimulate your brain and saying, oh, I've always wanted to do that, or man, I miss doing dot dot dot. So I'm going to list out some different stores, and the goal here is not shopping. I highly encourage you not to spend any money. All I want you to do, ahead of time, go get your favorite cup of coffee, bring something from home. Maybe you have some tea or your favorite iced drink, and have some time set aside where you're going to walk in just to experience. And your goal is to walk into these stores and to walk around and just observe. All you're doing is observing. If you see something that interests you, pull out your phone. Or if you have a very simple phone, then pull out a camera. And if you don't have that, then you go ahead and grab your notebook. Like, we're not going to allow limitations to stop us, friends. And you are going to take a photo of what you see that interests you, or you are going to write it down on a piece of paper. The goal is that you are looking for anything that sparks some interest, some type of reaction, and you're going to catalog it. That's all you're going to do, is just take a photo of it. Now, these are the stores I suggest starting off, and I try to select a wide variety because we are all different in how we are made. So first, I suggest a home decor store. There's Home Goods, there's At Home. Walking in and looking at the home decor, seeing, do you have a response to making your area, your home, inviting, making it colorful. Lisa Marie from Paper and Glam is a excellent example of someone who brings home decor, seasonal living into daily life. And I will have a link to her Instagram in the show notes. But creating a lifestyle that involves seasonal change, bringing beauty into the home, can be very restorative. Next, a garden store. Whatever your garden stores in your area, I really encourage you to go to some of these mom and pop stores, because oftentimes they will select very unique small businesses, products to carry, and that can also stimulate your brain, because when we see things at a big box store and they seem to be the same exact thing over and over again, our mind doesn't, almost like glosses over it. But when you go into these smaller mom and pop stores, these local stores that carry, they really pride themselves on carrying different brands that you usually don't see elsewhere. That can really help you as well. So a garden store, walk around looking at the plants, checking out the seeds, looking at all of it, even the outdoor living part. Next, Hobby Lobbies, Michael's, or even better yet, a local scrapbook store, stationery store. Walk in there. See, does any of the crafts, and especially the bigger stores like such as Hobby Lobby, has so many different crafts that they cover that it really can be a good bang for your buck for time. Next, a fabric and yarn store. And granted, that is at some of these Michael's and Hobby Lobbies. But again, I find those local stores will carry things that are very unique that can sometimes really get our interest going. Next option, Dick's Sporting Goods or any big outdoor sporting goods store. We're looking for, if you love being outdoors, it could be something that's more sports. It could be, maybe it is exercising and having your own exercise routine at home, and they have supplies for that. Or it is exploring the outdoors, hiking. Oftentimes walking in these stores, there will be this like, aha. Again, mom and pop stores will carry really unique stuff that can even be, if you feel like you go to the big one, you're like, it seems all the same. Again, I always love local stores. Another one is Cabela's. This is more if you're in the Maybe you like hunting. Maybe you enjoy more of the really prepping or outdoor woods. Like Cabela's is another great store. Finally, a local music store, whether it is playing like CDs, like maybe they have records. Remember those? I had some records. Those were fun to listen to. They had such a like unique sound to it. Or maybe it's going and walking through and looking at all the different instruments and remember, oh gosh, I always wanted to play the violin. I did the flute for so many years. I think I could pick it up again pretty easy. That you're looking for things that really just stir the imagination and bring a little bit of that life to you. Now, if you go through this experience, now I suggest you don't have to do all these stores, but obviously you get what I'm saying here. We're looking at all these different options and you're walking through and you're just taking a photo. That's all you're doing is taking a photo. And then later on, when you go home and it's quiet, you're flipping through those photos and favorite the photos that you're like, oh, yes, like you're trying to do is really just get a sense of what is your top interest. If you go through this experience and say, Christina, I felt nothing and I feel so defeated. Hey, that's okay, friend. It is okay. What that means is that was the first run. And you have to go out there again another time. And sometimes the spring or summer, it's easier to really envision some of that stuff. If it's wintertime, it can be harder to really get into it. So try this again. Don't give up. Last thing, if you're still really stuck, is where do you spend your time when you are looking at Instagram or Facebook or Pinterest? What things collect your attention? That could be another way for you finding the direction for your hobby. So let's say, Christina, I figured it out. I know where I want to go, what I want to spend my time focused on. I want to begin. We're going to start small. My first suggestion is if your budget is tight, I would go to the library and begin checking out books. I'd be looking online for people who really live in that space. And oftentimes, when you keep searching, you will find someone who offers a beginner course or introduction course for like $15 or $20. I mean, that's a great way then to invest as well. But you're looking at these very small investments. And the library is a great way if money is tight. Next thing is looking for either local groups. So if you're physically active, Strava oftentimes advertises local groups that are getting together for exercising. There's also Facebook groups. Some of them are local as well, but you can look for Facebook groups and that are even remote, where people from all over the United States or the world. But joining those groups and looking for a non-toxic one, we don't need drama, right? We have enough drama in our life right now. So you're looking for a group that they're really passionate about that topic, and join and just be part of that conversation. Again, we're looking for things to bring back that interest, that spark. Then I suggest put aside every month just $10. If that's all you have, $10 every month, put it away in the envelope, put it aside, and begin collecting money. Because right now you might be saying, all I can do is observe, watch, learn. That is okay. In fact, when we are in those really tough moments, the focus shouldn't be, oh, I wish I could do this. The focus should be, I want to learn about this. So when the time is right, I can begin doing. So don't lose hope. There's ways that you can be already invested in your hobby. So again, real quick, first one is you're going to be doing a survey of stores that relate to your past hobbies or maybe someone interests you. You're taking photographs or writing down notes. You're going to be looking through that and assessing what is the ones that really, like my top ones. Then looking at the library or maybe some really affordable online courses for $15, $20 that you can invest some time on. Using resources that you can access on the computer, such as Facebook groups or even other groups that meet together. And then putting aside a little bit of money every single month. And it might be every time you go to the grocery store, you pull out $5 of cash and you put it into that little fund. I hope this gives you some encouragement, some hope. Again, if you feel so dead inside, that's okay. When you do this process, if you stick with it, it might take you 3 different times going to stores, and eventually you'll begin feeling this like, yeah, I remember, I really enjoyed this, or you know what? I really think I would love just to sit outside and just watercolor paint while the kids are outside playing. Don't give up. because this is so pivotal for your own self-care and for your ability to have capacity for your family. Hey, thank you for joining me today. I pray this episode gave you encouragement to take one small step. If so, please leave a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts to help other women find this show. By the way, if you're loving this conversation and want more encouragement like this, join my email list at bit.ly/myselfcare. That is bit.ly/myselfcare. I have a planner launching soon that will help you put all this into action in your own life. I look forward to chatting with you again next week for another episode.